Hey everybody, I hope you are doing well. So I'm sure by now everyone's pretty much heard about, unfortunately, Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker are divorcing. Kandi has reportedly filed for divorce. And I want to say this, I think he will leave better than what he came. I don't know if you guys remember the pajama party they had back in the day. And I think it was a girl that was with Christopher Williams at the time. And she'd made a statement, best I can recall, saying that basically Todd was the kind of guy that was always looking to level up. And hey, I get it, no harm in that. And he definitely, in my opinion, leveled up because Kandi Burruss was already the superstar. It's not Todd the superstar. Married to her, you know, you'll be riding on like, what I would say your wife's coattails. And I will say the movie that they did, Top Tucker Productions, with Drew Sidora, I loved it. Man, that was really interesting. It really was. So, reality show. When things don't work out, everybody's in your business. And I thought to myself, two things. I hope, if you remember when they were getting married and it was on the show, she had mentioned if he didn't sign the prenup, that they were not going to get married. And I thought to myself, given the timeline, because on the show, it showed how he was very hesitant to sign the prenup. It wasn't like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign it, and it was done. He was very hesitant. So I am hoping that he does not utilize that show, that footage to say, hey, you know what? I signed up under duress. Because the timeline was pretty close. I'm hoping that's not the tactic. Number two, what I am hoping for Kandi, sweetheart, I'm sure you know how it goes down with people that have wealth. Meet with every shark in Atlanta. Every top notch go get a shark lawyer in Atlanta. You might want to go meet with them. You don't have to retain them. Just meet with them. So that case, if Todd tries to go to that shark lawyer, he can't. They can't help him. So go ahead and do that rich people thing. You meet with every shark in town. So then when he tries to get one, sorry, can't represent you because they've met with Kandi. Okay, that right there. Yeah, do that if you haven't already. So the other thing is, I peeped about him. And again, life is business. But after they got married, they were having all these businesses. Like she had mentioned, hey, a trucking company. I was like, wow, so they're into trucking now. Oh, a trucking company. And they had those restaurants. So right then and there, my interpretation of that, I knew then. Number one, the guy seems to have ambition. He's a go-getter. And I said, wow, smart move. Well played. Why would I say that? Because my interpretation was, hey, this guy's getting, because he signed a prenup, but what they build together after that, then that could be subject to a 50-50 split. What happened, any kind of business that took place or money earned after the marriage. So when they hit the ground with these restaurants and all these different businesses, I already knew then. I said, wow, he's on it. He's getting his future prepared. So that way, what if all these businesses are very prosperous? Then guess what? Now you got the 50-50 split. However, it appears from what the internet say you may have some losses because some of these restaurants have closed down. So yeah, so I said, yeah, he's hitting the ground running. I see what your boy doing. He is hitting the ground running. I got you. I see you. I feel you. Hitting the ground running. Totally get it. Totally get it. So when things happen, I want to play this video really quick and let's see if you recall this and let's have a conversation. And this to me, it says a whole lot. What he's saying about Kandi. We know you, Kandi. We already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody, you kick it with them That's what I want to really differentiate. Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. Well, we know you, Kandi. We already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody, you kick it with them That's what I want to really differentiate. Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. So, what man wants to say that about his wife and the mother of his children? They have two children together. Well, we know you, Kandi. We already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody, you kick it with them That's what I want to really differentiate. Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. So you want to put that out about the mother of your children? You really want to put that out about the mother of your children on social media? That right there, that speaks volumes. See, when it goes to that level right there, I consider that the calling card. Oh yeah, that's the calling card for the thoughts. That's the calling card for what I would consider him a T dot. And what's a T dot? T dot stands for that dusty over there. That's the calling card, because what is happening, you're putting your wife on blast and you're letting people know, especially I think women, letting them know that, hey, guess what? This marriage is not all together. So then the thoughts here about that, women love to try to hurt other women, looking for a come up when they can. Oh, ooh, that signals marriage problems. Then here they come. Yeah, women love to hurt other women. Oh, they love to do it. And if you're a successful one too, I got with her man, low vibrational women, that's what they do. So the fact for him to say, I said, oh, okay, you put the calling card out to letting people know, man, I'm not really respecting her in this marriage. Knowing her position, knowing her successes. So when they start to put you down like that on social media, that to me speaks volumes. Especially when a woman is successful. So that right there, hearing that, oh, this is what you say, this is what you present out to the world. Put this right here, to me, it's nothing funny. He's speaking of her as if it sounds to me like she's some kind of random. That old random chick I picked up, man, she's nasty. We know you, Kandi. We already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody, you kick it with them that's what I want to really differentiate. Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. So what if she did? But I shouldn't be surprised. Listen, Jodie Turner-Smith, and I forget who she was married to, that actor from The Affair, which I really liked that show. That was really interesting. Jodie Turner-Smith, I believe they were saying that, hey, when she and her husband met, I think they had a one-night stand. Yes. Slept together the first night, ended up getting married. But you know what I didn't hear on social media? I never heard them trashing each other. I never heard them say, oh, I better her down the first night I met her, man. But here, he said a couple of weeks. We know you, Kandi. We already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody, you kick it with them that's what I want to really differentiate. Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. Well, we know. And see, notice this right here. She's probably, just in my mind, it made me wonder if she knew what he was getting ready to get disparaging when she tried to like interject. You, Kandi, we already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody. And see, like she's, speaking, it made me think she's trying to like, hey, trying to interject here, hint. But oh no, in my opinion, again, my commentary, in true Dust Bucket gotta bring you down fashion. You kick it with them that's what I want to really differentiate. Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. So you want to put that out as if she's some random. Again, Jodie Turner-Smith, she and her husband, they said they met, man, they had a one-night stand and they end up getting married. I yet to hear him come out and describe her as a thought. But again, it doesn't surprise me if there's a difference in how people react, and you can tell the men from T dots. And race has nothing to do with it. I'm not saying that. It is what it is. Hold on, what is Jodie Turner Smith's ex-husband name? What was his name? He was on that show, The Affair. Oh, okay. Joshua Jackson, yes, from The Affair. From The Affair. Again, I never heard him say, oh yeah, I got her the first night I had her. Oh, she's nasty. See, the risk you run too when you're dating beneath you, even if it's financially, yes, it is true. You run that risk too. Sometimes the hate rate, it can turn real deep. And people say there are other factors, of course. They say, mama. I'm not feeling, I don't think you can really blame the mother for a marriage failing. You can have mama in the marriage, that's true. But Candy, she's her own woman. Can't put this on. I don't think Mama Joyce. People say, oh, well, they've got an open marriage and they've got these relationships, how they do inviting people in their bedroom. That could be a factor. Oh, believe it or not, that made people say, oh, just a one time thing, but see you letting the stranger in. And that, I've just heard about things like that before, and it can turn. I've known people who are swingers, and it's like, wow, they have these rules and stuff. And then you look up, one person broke the rule. Let me already guess. I already heard about that. Let me already guess. Then somebody might start hooking up with the other. It's like, oh my goodness. So that right there seems like kind of be a major recipe for disaster. Yeah. So this here, I thought about it. I hope he doesn't try to use that footage when they were married and he was very hesitant to sign that prenup. I hope he doesn't try to use that as a means to say, oh, I signed it, but I signed under duress. I hope that's not the case. Really hoping not. Oh, I don't really want to sign it. Really? I hope that doesn't happen. But either way, like I said, I think he's going to leave it more than he came. He may also try to say, oh, you know what? They say that because with Bravo, there allegedly has some kind of contract where they don't want the people that work there to be fraternizing with the franchises of the housewives to date. So, people say, well, it was her idea for him to go ahead and quit the show. Really? I hope it doesn't say, oh, I already had a career and I quit the show because she told me so we could date together. We could go ahead and see each other because Bravo had a clause where they didn't want the people to date the staff. It's like, wow, that's interesting. So I hope he doesn't use that as his leverage. So this here, it's sad. It lasted 11 years, you know? It lasted 11 years. And that right there is kind of surprising it lasted that long. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But, it's a whole lot. And the rumors have been speculating. I was hoping that the rumors were not true. She's showing up to BravoCon with Riley. And, she's already released a statement. So now that she has officially filed and she's released a statement that she's moving on to the next chapter in her life, we see that it is true. But I was really hoping it was just speculation. I'm like, okay, she's not wearing a ring. She shows up with Riley, okay, these things happen, yada, 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 and all of that. Well, now we know it wasn't just, maybe them having a little break or timeout. And there are children. So, yeah, I think this is going to be. It seems to be like a housewife curse. How many have gotten divorced, once they're on these reality shows? Just from ROH alone, Cynthia divorced, Drew Sidor divorced, Kenya's marriage from the jump. That one, that may be kind of her karma, but that one, but Kenya's that was a crazy marriage to me. It was like, man, they just got married and they're just automatically living separately like that. That was just crazy to me. It really was. It was totally crazy to me. It was like, man, that he came out with people's like, oh, so I like marriage. Oh, everybody knows I hate it. So there, that with Kenya, it's like, man, they lived apart more than together. So it's like, wow, you look at a lot of these, Kyle divorced, who getting a divorce, living separated. What happened to her? She and Mauricio. I haven't kept up with that one, but I do love the show, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But all the reality shows, there seems to be quite a divorce rate, and it looks like, people, when it happens, it becomes public, and then here we go. So I expect to hear a whole lot of drama coming out about this. But yeah, That there, when he did that video, I just showed you the TikTok video, man, to me that just spoke volumes. That was like, wow, you're talking about your wife and it's making it sound like some kind of thought or just some random chick you picked up on social media. Speaks volumes. So we will see how things turn out. They have said, and let me just check something else. Let's see here about the restaurant. They're saying the old lady gang restaurant is closed down. Yep, and I just checked. It is permanently closed. And yeah, and that lawsuit, they're saying that I guess that there was back rent owed on that. So this right here, with these unsuccessful businesses, he may not leave with the money that he was as anticipating. But I will say, when they started, like I said, a trucking company, I was like, they're doing trucking now and these different ventures. Man, I figured then he's ambitious and he's going really fast. So hopefully to make these ventures a success. And then if they do become successful, guess what? It'll be more than likely a 50-50 split. But with the restaurants closing down, not just the old lady gang, but yeah, the Blaze Steakhouse and Seafood. Oh my gosh, with that closing down, um, if it's not a success, you can't get any money from it. So this right here, Candace's going to be okay financially. And I said one more thing. I do hope, it's sad it can happen this way. Life is business, man. A lawyer is about to get paid big time. Trust me, Brad is about to get paid. I'll bet you, in my opinion, it's a Brad somewhere about to get paid, about to get probably some yacht money. And it's really sad that people can't sit down. I know, like Leah Remini and her husband, they got a divorce. They didn't hire lawyers. No. What they did was they drew up the divorce papers themselves, came to an agreement, boom. Here, my allergies. Here, I don't see it happening. I don't think it's possible. Especially, just in my opinion, I don't think it's possible because she was already set from the word go. It's sad people can't sit down and say, hey, let's have an agreement, divorce, and that's it. Instead, you're spending, man, can easily spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on legal fees alone. So I'm quite sure it wouldn't surprise me, based on who they choose, man, a lawyer about to get a vacation house somewhere off this divorce. Wouldn't surprise me at all. It's easy to get in. When you say I do, man, especially if you have money and property, it can be hell get down. That can be a steep price to pay. We're talking about a marriage, not a lease. And it can be a steep price to pay just to get out. So we'll see what happens, but I'm sure it's gonna get quite interesting. Wishing well to Kandi, wishing them well. And then the second part about a different video, having two young children, having co-parenting. That's the part that'll get interesting when it comes to co-parenting. Who will he be booed up with next? Because let's not pretend like these men will get a divorce and go get some me time. No, quite often, typically speaking, I know neither party, but typically, it'll be a woman pop up somewhere, and then that's the sad thing about divorce with small children. Then all of a sudden, oh my, guess what happens? Who's around? Who will your children be around? Oh, he met this chick, and then your kids. Oh, that would really bother me if it were me. What kind of woman he's around. And sometimes, to spite you, they'll have the kind of chick around that you don't like, and then she may have an influence over your children. You wonder why some women decide, no, I'll go ahead and go it alone. The back and forth, the problems that can create. So it's like, who'll be next in line that he'll be dealing with? And then if they're co-parenting, oh boy, how's that going to work out? So 11 years. Some people blame Mama Joyce. What do you think? Nah, I don't. Mothers can meddle in the marriage, but I just don't see her having that effect. Because if that's the case, it probably wouldn't have got married. She wouldn't have married him. But it could be that, but definitely a combination too, along with having, what maybe titled as an open marriage. But the fact that when a man starts to disrespect his wife, it's, on her level on social media, and I see that video as disrespectful, you nasty, the mother of your children, to me, it speaks volumes. No, we know you, Kandi. We already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody, you kick it with them that's what I want to really differentiate. Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. So tacky. And I hate to say it, but I am going to say it. That was so tacky. In a way, I'm kind of glad, for one reason only. I'm kind of glad that those businesses that they started together, in a way, I'm kind of glad they weren't successful. Because if they were, oh my goodness, if they were, man, if those businesses had a turn into, like, let's say, worth, millions of dollars, it wouldn't surprise me if he would have filed. Okay, we got these restaurants here, and now, okay, they're doing well. The value is $5 million, $10 million. It wouldn't surprise me then if he would have filed. I'm gonna get my money and go, cause. So it may sound mean, and I believe in business, entrepreneurship, especially among my group and for women. But it may sound mean, but this right here giving her a prenup, I'm glad she had a prenup. She's a smart businesswoman. But I hate to say it, but I am going to say it. I'm glad that those businesses were not successful for that reason only. So he couldn't walk away with millions of dollars. And newsflash for you, buddy, just so you know. Whatever debt stems from those businesses, those restaurants, guess what? It'll be 50-50 split. Whatever the lawsuits are for the past amount of debts, it's going to be a 50-50 split. So if Kandi owes, guess what? You do too. You're not going to leave this divorce debt free. If those ventures did not work, or you guys were married, guess what? That debt it's not going to be on Kandi. No, it's going to be on both of you. So you can get your checkbook out too. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Sad, but I think it's gonna get interesting. So yeah, we'll see what his next chapter is. But what do you just ask a question? If those restaurants had turned out to be, extremely successful, franchising nationwide, it wouldn't surprise me if he would have filed. What do you all think about that? Gotten his part and gone on. When they were doing that trust, setting that up, I saw his perspective on money, and I was like, oh my goodness, I hope that she doesn't go first, because I figured then when they were setting that trust up, if she were to go first, it wouldn't surprise me. My thinking was, not that I'm wishing any harm on anyone, but I was like, I hope it's not her first, because typically these men in this community, they'll get the money, they'll get somebody that looks totally different than the black wife, and get all the money and hoard it to themselves, and the kids wouldn't get it all. The way he was commenting about it, I knew then, yeah, I can see if something were to happen and he's in charge. I figured he might be one that's going to hoard all the cash from the kids, and then it'll be him and Bambi, we're running the show off Kandi's money. So yeah, so giving a divorce, we don't have to worry about that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share them out. Good luck, Kandi. That's a